Hi, it's Lisa Cuneo and welcome to my scrapbook table. This layout is for Mix It Up Monday, which is a hop run by Tara, who is the paper snob here on YouTube. And we are using this sketch by Cassandra Tooth. I am turning it 90 degrees because I'm going to do 2 pages and I have a lot of photos to fit in on this layout. So I have those stacked up there. I'm using my swatch page that I have of my Distress Oxide inks, and I am choosing what I think will work best. I want to use the blues, so I went with Faded Jeans, and I think, I'm sorry, I don't remember which other one. It left me. And then I didn't have the right orange, so I pulled out Cajun Craze from Stampin' Up. And that worked pretty well. It's a really dark color if you're stamping with it, but I was just brushing it through a stencil, so it was light enough for what I wanted. So I'm taping these together so I can treat them as one large 12 by 24 canvas. And I'll just pull the washi tape off later. And I thought I was going to splatter. So yeah, I put my inks on my glass mat up there, you can see. But then I decided I wasn't going to splatter. I still have my brush there, but I ended up just putting it through this little stencil of little tiny X's. And I didn't realize it when I did it, but there is a pattern paper in this collection that has those little tiny cross hatches on it too. I'm not using, there is a little bit of that in a tag I have, but I'm not using that paper, but it's funny that those go together. Okay, so there, all my stenciling is done. I glued down the strips of paper that are going the whole way across, and I decided I needed a border between the floral paper and the white, so I just pulled out some 12 by 12 orangey cardstock, cut 1/4 inch strips. I inked the edges of all of it with, I believe, Vintage Photo. Could be walnut stain. And there they go. Now I'm debating how I'm going to do these photos. And at first I thought I was going to do them across like this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. And I end up not doing that. I don't know which would have been better. See, I'm still mulling it over. I'm sitting there tapping my finger. And I'm sorry the view is off for this one. I keep having to readjust. I think my camera is too low. I had it lower because I was doing some single page layouts, and that leaves me a little more space. I need to fix that before I do another double page one. So I've had those 4 photos on just some scrap cardstock just to hold them together. And I decide to go with that. So I leave those together. This one I need to glue back down. There we go. Sorry for all the post-its. There were a lot of photos in here that aren't of us, so I needed to cover up faces. And there's a lot of different activities going on. We were at their house for a weekend, or I guess a long weekend, like 4 days. And so these are just snapshots of some different things that we did. They're not all related to one day or anything, but just some of the fun that we had. And I thought I was going to use this for my title, Better Together. But it wasn't the right size. It was too small for one spot and too big for another spot. And so I decided I'm going to do Be Happy. And that's going to end up going right there. But I do want it on something more solid so that it shows up nicely against the very busy background. And I just use this blue piece. It's a bluish green. I've been using it a lot lately. I have a lot of that color cardstock. I decide to add a little banner here. I liked it better up in the corner as far as position, but it didn't show up well because of the busyness of the flowers behind it. So I just bumped it down to be over the white cardstock instead. So now I'm thinking about embellishing. I didn't really build embellishment clusters. I just put some things down. I'm not sure why. It's just how it worked out. I cut a couple of tags from the collection. I'm going to layer them. I have a little bit of twine here to put through the holes, and I'm just putting one piece through both tags. And first I did 2 pieces there, and that was just too thick and bulky. So I pulled it out, excuse me, and just did one. So those are going to sit there. I'm going to put a little bit of journaling in that tag. I love that Simple Stories always includes, I don't know about always, often includes tags that have lines for journaling. I like to journal, and I feel that's important, and having the lines on the tag helps me do that a little more neatly than I would otherwise. And you can see there I ended up untying that tag and rearranging them and putting them back together again. I thought about using that other piece for journaling, but I end up not. I wanted the tags instead. Now that I've decided, I just glue them down so they'll stay. I thought about having the camera there, and it does not go there. And so I just do a little bit of writing. Tells about, I talk about the gift of time. We don't always recognize how precious time is. And these pictures remind me of that. So that's what I wrote about. We did squeeze an awful lot of fun into a few days on this little visit. So then once I'm done journaling, that's just about it. I do add a few self-adhesive brad things that Simple Stories sells with their collections, and another sticker or 2, but that's really about it. There's a lot going on in the background, so I decided I don't need much embellishment. In fact, for me, there's probably a little too much going on in the background, but it's okay to step outside my comfort zone sometimes and do something different. And here's those self-adhesive brads. Thanks for joining me for Mix It Up Monday, where we take a sketch and we do some mixed media. If I can make it work, there will be a playlist in the description box below, so you can look at the creativity of others who are playing along with Mix It Up Monday and get some inspiration from them. Thank you, Tara, for organizing this, and Cassandra for the sketch. I hope you all have a great day. I'm really grateful that you joined me, and I hope that you get to scrapbook something very soon. Bye.